Hey everybody, it's Cynthia Maynard. I hope you're doing well today. And today I have a journal flip through I made. I love this. I had hauled some canvas from Harbor Freight Company, and I went ahead and just experimented with making a traveler's notebook size, one signature, Chunky Monkey here. Got nice squishy sounds, and it's Alice in Wonderland based. That Alice in Wonderland has been a longtime favorite of mine since I was a very young child. I would read that over and over and over. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but anyway, when Echo Park came out with this digital paper, I had to get it. So at snapclicksupply.com. So I have a mixture of Echo Park paper, some other coffee dyed and tea dyed papers, as well as I made my own digital paper to kind of match because I wanted a little bit more variety, and so I went ahead and made some of that. So you'll see that. So go ahead and flip through. Again, the cover is canvas from a drop cloth, and very inexpensive, which is nice, and sturdy. And I went ahead and stenciled on here with a script stencil that I have. This piece on the front here, this is actually some Maggie Holmes paper that I had, some scrap. I have a piece of coffee dyed 3x5 index card. I have one of the journaling cards. This is a Tim Holtz, off of a Tim Holtz die. This is a new, the new Tim Holtz medallion. This die here, only I did it out of the paper. And I put some eyelash trim peeking out from behind there. So I also, when I strung it, I did a 3-hole pamphlet stitch and with some wax linen thread, and I added these little hearts on here, and I love that. They're so cute, just out of little itty bitty scraps. So I went ahead and tied it with just some lace. And again, this is a traveler's notebook size, so it is 8.5 by 8 or by 4 1/4. So 8.5 this way and 8.5 that way. At least the cover is, and then the papers are just slightly smaller. So let's go ahead and flip through. The first page, I lined the canvas with some digital paper, and I just sewed it on there. So I did a full page printout instead of my normal 8x8, and I just sewed it onto the canvas like that, and then I just filled it up with good stuff. This is some parchment paper that I had done some tea and coffee staining on, and I just folded it into an envelope. It unfolds like this, and you can stick whatever in here, but whatever goodies and whatnot's in there. So it's trapped underneath. On this other side, it's peeking out, and I made a little tuck spot with that, with a piece of index paper that is also coffee dyed. I am going to be doing a tutorial on a quick sort of cheater's coffee dyeing. If you feel like, oh, that's too overwhelming for me, you can really do it in little batches, and I'll be doing a tutorial on that, so you might want to hit the subscribe button so that you're in the loop. I think this is technically from, I can't remember. I tried to look through. I have so many digital files. It's either from the Mary Poppins Echo Park or Cartabella, I should say, or it is one that I had gotten for free from Creative Market. I can't remember, but I just had it printed out on some paper, and I did it several months ago. That's why I can't remember. So I punched it out with a circle, and I have 2 of those. So it's kind of making my little tab there. Paper from the Echo Park, digital paper. So when you print that out, it's 8x8. I made a little coin envelope with just some random paper scraps that I had, so you can stick whatever inside of there. Just closed it with the Velcro. I have a tutorial on that. This is just a mini size. Same steps though. And I just glued it on. This is more of that paper, so cute with the little teapots and teacups and foliage and flowers. This is some graph paper that I took. I folded it in half and I sewed it up the sides, and you'll see the other side in a little bit. And then I just made a little pocket on the top. It says, always stay curious. Curiouser and curiouser. I have here a little tuck spot. I have gotten, I don't think I've shared this in a haul. I don't know. I can't remember. It's from Apple Blossom from Craft Stash, and it's a stamp and die set that makes these little cards, and I just love them. And I thought, you know, Alice in Wonderland with the Queen of Hearts and the cards would be a perfect spot. These were my testers, and so I thought, oh, I'll stick them in there. They're little journaling spots or whatever you want to do with them. And this is a teapot from some of the paper, and this is from what's her name? I'll have to link it because I didn't blink or put it on the screen when I edit. But anyway, it's this beautiful teapot. There are a few things I haven't shared in the haul yet, so but I glued it down on one side so that you could tuck stuff in there. Of course, there's lots of writing space here. This is some Tsunami Rose paper, digital paper. I love that lighter color. This is actually Maggie Holmes here, and it's just a scrap I had, and I turned it into a pocket by making tabs on these three sides. I stuck one of the ephemera pieces in there, the tag. I cut it out and just strung some twine on there. It's Alice reading. It fits perfectly in there. This is more paper from the collection, and I just folded it over and did some stenciling on here. I took one of the pieces, if you can dream it, you can do it, and I stapled it onto some scrap canvas, and that's a tag that you can use, or you can just, it's therapeutic for me. It's helpful for me to be very tactile with different things, just different things I deal with. And so for me, it's just, even holding it is helpful, but you can use it as a tag or whatever. I did some stamping here. This is just some random stamp I had in my stash. It's like a notebook paper, and you can write on there your journaling spots. I did another one of these. I do these different times with this half moon stitched die that I have, a die set, and I use that as a little pull tab there to turn the page. This is paper from the collection, Alice. This is one of the ephemera pieces, and I just turned it into a tuck pocket. And then this is a little tag that comes with the digital collection. This is the one of the papers that I made. I think I made a couple. I don't know if I ended up putting them all in here, but I'll have to see. But this is one of them, and I used some of the digital elements and went ahead and put that on there. So I put this all just one smooth paper, and it's got this in the corner, and then it's got the mushrooms and this teapot, and it's got some ledger paper is mine, and then I put these on top of it. So and I faded it out a lot, so this is a blown up piece there. I just wanted something a little bit different than all the pieces that came with the collection. So here is a tuck spot that says tea time. So I just glued it down on the sides, and then I have a little tea bag that someone can use, or you can stamp on this and turn it into like a tag type of thing, or a little sack to put trinkets in. This is the other side of that Alice paper. This is Alice in Wonderland, and I have it fold out there so you could do some secret journaling there. This is some of the paper, very cute, and I just made a little flap there, and I made a little tag. I stamped, I can't remember what that. Used some of those little moons there, and I rounded the corners, and so make my little tag hole there, so you can write on there. This is a little ephemera piece, and this flips up and says tea time, and you can write on here or stick little pictures or whatever in here. This is just a blank side, and I just did some of that stenciling. That little tag I made from the scrap paper. This is a Elizabeth Craft design tag set. Not the tag, but the corners are from it. So you can write on the back of that. And I just have a paper clip here on that Tsunami Rose paper. Again, with a canvas, she fell asleep and got lost in Wonderland, and just stapling that on, and again it adds that nice texture and little element there. You could tuck stuff behind there. Here's the other side of that graph paper, and I took one of the tags from the kit. It says we daydream about impossible things, and I just stapled some of that ribbon on there. Here's that paper. I made this little paper clip. This is a Creative Market flower, I believe. Either that or Pick Monkey, but and I punched that out and just made a little paper clip. On this back panel here, I folded in, much like I did like this type of thing. So I just folded it in, and then you have a little pocket there. So I stuck some of the ephemera pieces, your magical, it's time for a magical adventure, and then I did one of these beautiful floral, this is actually the floral piece that I used to make that paper. I just blew it up, and I stapled that onto some canvas. The crinkle in here, and again, this is a 3x5 card that I cut down and then glued on an edge piece, border piece there. And then of course you could journal right here. And then it is just tied up with a ribbon. I love how it turned out. I did spend a lot of time on it, but I really enjoyed it, and there will be a lot more journals. There are a lot of almost done journals waiting to be filmed. If you enjoy that flip through, hopefully that gives you some inspiration and good ideas. Thanks so much for joining me today. Have a great day.